What's up, everybody? Vloggy Poncho here. Today is Saturday, June 20th, 21st, I believe. June 21st today. I don't know where to start. This past week was my first week of work. I'm working full-time for General Motors now, and I'm a software developer. I write code. Oh, you have to forgive me, I'm all hot and sweaty. I just got back from Kroger going grocery shopping. I also checked the mail. We'll do that in a minute. And so this was my first week of work, and I just wanted to kind of log in and say, what up? Every time the ice maker makes ice, I'm like, who's in my apartment? What's going on? Like someone's using the refrigerator. That'd be great if a burglar came in and just raided your fridge and left. There should be a name for that. Like, instead of a panty raid, it would be like, I don't know, what kind of raid would you call it when someone comes and gets in your fridge? Not a fridge raid. It has to have a good ring to it. That doesn't sound right. Anyway, so my first week of work went pretty well, I think. I didn't actually do any work per se yet. I'm not assigned to my actual tasks because I just had to get oriented. You know, new company, new hire, they have to get me figured out and oriented. And that's basically all there is to it. I have to get caught up, and I'm actually going through a boot camp sort of process where they're going to get me up to pace really quickly. But I did sign some agreements saying I wouldn't talk about too much about anything that I'm working on. So in this vlog, I'll never go into any detail as to what exactly it is I'm working on. I can't really even say what the projects are about or what the systems I'm going to be working on do. It's not like secret government stuff. It's just proprietary business stuff. They don't want anybody other than inside the company to know about what systems they use, because if a competitor or anybody heard about it, they might steal good ideas, basically. So I'll be talking in very general terms about my job, so things like writing code and that sort of thing. But I haven't started actually writing it yet because it's too early for that. You have to get acclimated to the new environment. But I like my coworkers, I like my boss. I think things are going to go really well. I have very high hopes. So, mail time! I think that's how they should have done it. When I was a kid, I loved watching TV. I would watch, when I was really young, I was a Barney kid. I watched tons of Barney. My parents told me that I was basically always watching Barney when I was a toddler. That was like the one thing I wanted to do when I wasn't, I don't know, doing whatever toddlers do. I guess all I did was watch Barney. I don't know. There it goes. And then whenever the pump runs for the hot water heater, it sounds like someone's running the sink in the kitchen. It's like I have a ghost living in my kitchen using the ice maker and the sink. So yeah, I watched a lot of Blue's Clues when I got older. I guess the progression kind of goes like Barney, Blue's Clues, and then into cartoons, I guess, once you're older than that. Watched a lot of SpongeBob. I guess what you would call retro SpongeBob now. That show's been on for a decade, at least, I guess now. It's been a long time. So I haven't seen any of the new episodes, but I've seen like the first 3 or 4 seasons. Do they even come out in seasons? Well, why is that kids shows don't have seasons? I'm getting distracted, but I'll come back to this. It's like, when you ever even watch a show for adults, like The X-Files or Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I'm stretching it by saying Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That's really a show for teenagers, I suppose. That's probably the target audience. What else? Yeah, Star Trek. It's always in seasons. You know, season 1, 20 episodes. It came out in the fall, and there's a break in the summer, or whatever. Why is it that kids shows don't have seasons? I guess they just don't have the attention span for it. They don't understand overarching plot. I mean, SpongeBob never really has much character development, does he? I don't think he ever even gets his driver's license. How long has he been at the same job? I don't know. Maybe that explains it. There's no point in having seasons when there's no overarching plot. But then Blue's Clues. I watched Blue's Clues back when we still had 9 planets, you know? So I know the song. Let me see if I can remember the song. Well, the sun's a hot star, and Mercury's hot too. Venus is the brightest planet, and Earth's home to me and you. Mars is the red one, and Jupiter's most wide. Saturn's got those icy rings, and Uranus spins on its side. Neptune's really windy, and Pluto's really small. Well, we wanted to name the planets, and now we've named them all. And that's how it went. They should just add another line. And Pluto's really small. In fact, too small to be a planet. Technically a dwarf planet. Yeah, I guess it doesn't really fit the tune. Yeah, so that's changed. And I always thought that the way they said mail time just didn't have the right ring to it. it was too like blaring, too klaxon, like mail time. You know, just they're yelling it at you. Whereas it should have been more of like the way I did it earlier in the video. But yeah, I got mail. That's what all that was leading up to. So I mentioned in a couple of videos the other day, actually it was vlogging or Angry Poncho videos, that I went online and bought a Wii. I spent about $300 total to get, not a Wii U, a Wii, because I have no interest in any Wii U games. Except Pikmin 3. I might have to find somebody who has a Wii U so I can play Pikmin 3 with them. But I wasn't interested in shelling out for the system and all the games and stuff for the Wii U. I'm not gonna go into that console. I'll wait for the next generation on Nintendo. But I wanted to get a Wii because basically because of 3 games. Most particularly, I wanted to play Super Mario Galaxy, Super Mario Galaxy 2, and Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. I played Skyward Sword for about an hour at my friend's house one time, and it was a lot of fun. I liked it. That had he had this special gold controller that came with some of them. That was neat. And then I watched Nintendo Capri Sun's LP of Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2 2 or 3 years ago. Whenever he did those, whenever they first came out. So I guess, yeah, a few years ago now. It was already on the previous console. The Wii is already out of date, and I'm still not tired of my GameCube, you know. But anyway, so I got the Wii just because I wanted to spend less money. I'm not interested in Wii U games. So I ordered it. I spent about $300 total for the Wii, 2 controllers, one of which is like the extra Motion Plus controller or whatever, so it works well for Skyward Sword. And then Super Mario Galaxy 1, 2, and Skyward Sword, which I figure is a good deal for all that stuff. I mean, it's certainly a lot cheaper than it would have been if I'd bought it when it first came out. Which reminds me of that XKCD comic. Have you seen it? I'll try and remember to put a link in the description to it. It's a comic where, I guess what's his name, Randall, talks about how interesting it would be, or the idea is, what if you put yourself on a 5-year suspension, like a 5-year delay of the release schedule of technology products, and how cool it would be to be able to get to experience all the same things for a much cheaper price. So there's a link in the description to the joke. But I wanted to, on video, open my mail. So I don't know which of these I'm getting here. I guess it's 2 of the games. The Wii hasn't arrived yet, so I just have these 2 games. I have to say, I am taking a few cues from those old Breaking NCS videos I used to watch. Because, you know, opening mail, camera on top of the fridge, all that stuff. Hey, look at that! Super Mario Galaxy 2. Got here before, second game got here before the first one, unless it's this one is the first one. So I heard that the second one actually got a better response from the audience. People liked Super Mario Galaxy 2 better than they liked the first one, which surprises me. It's very rare to find a game where a sequel is appreciated more than the original. Same thing goes for movies, and books, I guess. Maple's always irritated, or not irritated, but surprised when I tell her that I only like the first 4 Harry Potter books. I didn't like 5, 6, or 7. I actively disliked 7. 5 and 6 were just meh, and the first 4 I really enjoyed. So I'm one of those people who always likes the first things in a series more. I can't think of any series off the top of my head where I like later ones better. I'm sure I've mentioned one. I think I've talked about this before. Alright, let's see what's in box number 2. Another box! Oh, it's just what I always wanted. I always use that joke on Christmas. Whenever you unwrapped your present and it was something that was in another box, I would always be like, oh wow, a box, just what I always wanted, you know? Or if you opened it up and there was wrapping, like stuffing paper on top of it, you'd be like, oh, tissue paper, I always wanted this. Alright, how do you open this? Please press firmly. No, I want to open it, not seal it. There's the instructions on how to rip this. I guess I just tear it open. I want to bend the game console, or the cartridge inside. Cartridge? I mean cartridges for a long time. Ooh! This is fancy. Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. My glasses keep sliding now. That's why. Nice. Yeah, this looks like it's going to be fun to play through. And maybe I'll finally understand all the inside Zelda jokes now, because I don't know who any of the characters in this game are, besides, Zelda and Link. Neato. Cool. So I got Skyward Sword, I got Super Mario Galaxy 2, still waiting on Super Mario Galaxy and the controllers and the console. Here's the best piece of mail that I got today. Letter from Australia. So I'll be sending you another letters soon, Maddie. Thanks for this. I'm just going to finish the video at close range. So that's what's going on in my life. First week of work, got some good stuff in the mail. Got a letter from Australia, that's always exciting. But I hopefully tomorrow will have a song for you guys. Fingers crossed, I'm practicing it. I'm hoping I can get good enough to do it in one take. Because I don't want to have to edit pieces together, it doesn't sound right if you do. So fingers crossed, I'm really hoping I can get it ready. I am practicing it, so hopefully it'll sound good. And I will see you guys tomorrow.